Hey there, so this tutorial is part of a 9 video series where I'll show you how to produce an Afrobeat song, starting from how to make the beats, how to set up a session for recording lead vocals, backup vocals, mixing and even mastering the entire song for this project. So don't forget to check the description for links to other parts of this series to watch the rest of it. Hey there, welcome to part 6 or lesson 6 of this series where I'm going to show you how to mix Afrobeat melodies. Now you've already mixed your drums. The next major challenge is melodies. How to make your lead melodies, your chords, your bass lines, and everything else sound really good. So now we're going to be mixing our melodies. And typically, I prefer to start with the chords or the most recurring elements. In this case, we're going to start with the chords. So let's listen to the chords and see how it sounds with our already mixed drums. So we're going to turn this down a bit. Then we're going to EQ, do some EQ right here. This is going to boost a little bit of the high mid just to give it some meat up there. All right. Let's make it damp because I'm also the one that produces the track, so I can do some creative things while mixing. I don't have to stick to how exactly someone else wants it, just how I want it and probably how the artist wants it. If I was mixing for another producer and another artist, it may be different. All right. So I can actually have the freedom to play around with my EQ a little bit. All right. So I'm not going to add reverb to my piano because I have the kalimba is going to come, which has a lot of reverb on it already. So I'm going to leave the piano relatively dry like this, but I'm going to add a little bit of compression to warm it up. And for that, I'm going to be using Waves CLA2A. All right. I'm going to load it up right now, turn it down. All right. It sounds fine. Now I'm going to turn on my next most recurring melody, which is this right here. So I can actually pan this to the left or to the right, but first of all, I'm going to EQ this. Take this right here, turn down the volume. Then I'm going to turn on the next most recurring lead melody, which is this guy right here. So if you notice, the two melodies aside from the chords are actually the same elements, like the same instrument played together. So I'm going to pan them in opposite direction, which I already did, so as to have a little bit of stereo separation and sound even clearer than having them on the same side of the stereo image. Okay, this sounds better. The loudness level also controlled as well. And next, I'm going to move on to the ambient parts, then the bass. So now let's check out how this sounds. I think it actually sounds better when I take it to the right channel. So let's just leave it at the right channel for now. And of course, we're going to EQ it. I feel like the shaker loop is still too loud. All right, so now we're going to come into the ambient melody. I'm going to EQ this. I'm going to add a lot of reverb. I think reverb is a bit too much, turn it down. So I'm going to turn on the bass. The kick and the bass has to sound good together, including the melodies as well. I'm going to start with the percussive bass section, which is this right here. The first thing you want to do is turn down the volume, all right? You don't want your bass sounding too loud. But I'm not going to do side chaining right here. In fact, I feel a lot of kick and bass problems can be solved with proper sound selection and proper EQ. I'm not going to do side chaining for the bass, just good old EQ, all right? So I'm going to EQ this. So I'm going to make it sound even more round. All right, this sounds good. I'm going to now turn my speaker up to a very loud level so I can really hear the bass clearly to see if it sits properly. So now I'm going to turn on the second bass, which actually linked to the same channel. So I'm going to add a little bit of saturation to the bass to make it even more interesting, to make it pop, right? So one of my favorites is using the Fruity Fast Distort. So, which is right here. I'm going to just turn down the mix, turn down the threshold as well. So now we're going to move on into the transitions. So transitions, you don't want them to really stand out in the song. You want them to just, it's there, but at the same time, not loud enough to steal attention, okay? So I'm going to start with drum roll before anything else. I'm going to EQ it. Then we'll come to this. We're going to EQ. Then add a little bit of reverb so it fits into the mix. Then we're going to turn on the next transition. I'm going to pan this a little bit to the right. I'm going to EQ this as well. Then we're going to, I think we have one more transition left or two more, which is this guy. We're going to EQ as well. Add a little bit of reverb. Then we're also going to look at this other, I think there's one more, this guy right here. We're going to EQ as well. Let's turn down the rim a little bit and see. All right, so now we have our beats fully mixed, our elements, our transitions, melodies, drums, all well mixed. And like I said, this is not final. We can always come back and make some adjustments here and there to make it sound even better while we start playing with the vocals. All right, now, hey there, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit me with a thumbs up so other people that need videos like this can easily find it right here on YouTube. And also hit the subscribe button down below so that you can keep up to date with latest tutorials on production, beat making, recording vocals, mixing, mastering in FL Studio. All right,